Hey y'all, welcome to Layn Travels. I'm here in Texas at the Alamo. I'm gonna tell you a little history. This is actually sacred land, and I'm gonna get right into it. Really great piece of American history and a lot to actually learn here. There was a lot of unfortunate and uneventful deaths here due to a battle. And right now, Texas is fighting over the independence against Mexico. And this is not meant to be political, but a lot happened. But I want to share. This actually used to be an actual street. Let me show you. So this right here is the actual Alamo. Actual Alamo. This used to be an active street where cars used to actually drive through, but they actually made this, they took access away from this street, so you can't drive through here anymore because they found a lot of bodies from the battle here. So they actually marked this as basically sacred land here at the Alamo. And even further out here, this street right here, this whole area, this street right here is known to be one of the unmarked graveyards. And the reason why they consider it unmarked graveyard is because the difference between a cemetery and a graveyard is a cemetery pretty much is not adjacent or connected to a church, and a graveyard actually is. And the Alamo was considered kind of like a church of Catholicism, like a Catholic church. And a lot happened here. So there's been a lot of events about this being like a supernatural occurrences, if you believe in that type of thing or not, where there are 6-foot figures with swords that were here that told General Santa Anna's men to turn away, etc. And even there's a hotel named Emily and Morrison Hotel, what I'll take you guys to right now. And again, that's the Alamo. So this is considered sacred land, especially since there was a lot of human remains that were located here, so I want to show them utmost respect. Here's some of the figures. Alamo history. And I'm no history buff, but I study quite a bit just in general of just different history, different events that occurred. Just it's interesting to learn. So for those that are interested in this type of thing or not, I want to travel around the world or around different state to state, try to figure out and learn the history of the state I'm in. Now people, this is called the Emily Morgan Hotel. So the Emily Morgan Hotel, it used to be a hospital. And crazy fact, people, crazy fact, this hotel, Emily Morgan Hotel, supposedly supernatural activities. Could be true, could not true. I'm not here to say yay or nay. All I can say is that there's been a lot of events, and there's actually stories even of like the crematory in the basement level that actually was melted down to build a swimming pool. So the swimming pool that's currently there was actually the medical material, medical supplies were actually melted and turned into a swimming pool. So that's pretty interesting within itself. So a lot of people say there's all types of supernatural activity. Also, on the very basement level of the Emily Morgan Hotel, that's where the crematory was for the hospital, and the crematory was turned into and still used as a kitchen. So if you order some ribs or order something you want to stay here, they'll make your food in the crematory. So interesting. But anyways, just wanted to show you a little story about the Alamo and what's near here. The Emily Morgan Hotel used to be a hospital that people say is on basically sacred land. And also there's been a lot of supernatural events that have occurred, if that's your thing. But again, back to the history of Alamo, I mean. And this is actually the Alamo. And again, this used to actually be an actual street. So 3 pieces of information you guys have learned. Well, actually 4. Emily Morgan Hotel was right over there, where that red and blue right there, that light is. That used to be an actual hospital, and now has been turned into a hotel. Back in the 80s, they turned into a hotel. This street I'm currently walking on right now and I actually want to get out of here and go behind to show my respects. This actually was an actual road, and no one knew that there's actually bodies that were buried here. So they turned it into actual. They took away access. And out here as well, this is an unmarked graveyard. So it's pretty interesting. You just don't know where you're walking or where you're walking on, and that's pretty much it, people. So Emily Morgan Hotel over there where that blue light is, I know it's kind of dark, that used to be a hotel. This is an unmarked graveyard because there's also the Alamo over there, and right over there is the actual Alamo. So people, thank you for following me in Layn Travels. Hopefully I didn't butcher the history too much. I wanted to give you guys what I've learned so far, and I'm not perfect. Maybe I make some mistakes in there, and my apologies. I'm human, and I have an utmost respect for just history, people, and this was an unfortunate event, and I personally don't like battle and war, but that's just my opinion, but it's not meant to be political. So like, subscribe, share. I love you guys. It's Layn Travels. Welcome to the beautiful Alamo right behind me. A lot of history here, and I want to give my respects to everyone that unfortunately lost their life here. Like, subscribe, share. Conrad out. Peace.